Welcome back to the Homegrown Hustle podcast. Is it 3? I'm not great at counting because I'm already number 3 should have been easy to count to. But anyway, I'm your host, Cameron Kolovich, and joined here with my co-host,
Josh Clayson.
That's right, Josh Clayson. So we have some fun things planned today. One of the things that I've been wanting to kind of start introducing to the podcast is, I don't know, and I haven't even talked to Josh about this, so this is his surprise. He said that I have a surprise coming later, and I don't know what that means. So, but this is Josh's surprise. You'll see like other podcasts out there that they do like weird little challenges. For instance, like they'll drink a whole liter of like Sprite and then try not to burp afterward. Like, I feel like it would be kind of fun to do things like that on this show, at least at the beginning, have it entertaining, and then we can go into some of the boring stuff like mortgages. So
that's the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the fun stuff I meant.
So Sprite sounds pretty good too.
Yeah, so I think it would be fun to kind of incorporate that. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you see it on Instagram or Facebook, something like that, just let us know what you think. If you'd like to see us do some of those weird little challenges or games or things before getting into the meat of the podcast. So the other thing, if you're interested on coming on the show and you want to express your own hustle and what you do for work, it doesn't mean you have to be an entrepreneur. You could be a W-2 employee, but you just want to share what you do and the love that you have for it. Or maybe you have a hustle or a hobby that you don't necessarily get paid for, but it's a passion project, something like that. We're always welcome to bring people in and talk to them. And that's the point of this show, the Homegrown Hustle.
Yeah. And if you want to come on, we get to sit down, learn about you, your message, promote you, free marketing. I don't see a loss in it. So come on the show. Let's have some fun.
All right. Josh, you're still doing 75 hard.
I am.
How's it going?
Still doing it. I'm on day 38 right now.
Long time.
Yeah.
Is it enjoyable yet? They say around this 40-day mark is when it's like, hey, I kind of like this.
So the outdoor, I've mainly been like doing dog walks stuff and rain, snow, wind. Like I actually like that one. And so that one kind of changed. The indoor I still don't always love because our gym's so busy.
Oh, yeah. Vasa, right?
Vasa's
the freaking worst.
And so the water, still going to the bathroom a lot, but it's a little bit more manageable. I'd say still the hardest one is force myself to sit down and read just because I like to move around a lot. So move myself to sit. But I would say my body's adjusted. It's my mind still kind of playing catch up, but it's not as much of a force. It's becoming more of a habit.
That's good. That's the point of it, create good habits, right? So it sucks to say that I am no longer on the journey. I forgot to take a stupid picture, which knocked me off the path. And so I've decided to take a step back. I got some own things that I got to work on first. But just seeing your transformation from like day 1 to day 38, you can absolutely see a difference. Like the way your mindset is.
You might have started over, canceled, due to stuff, but you still went out with me in Michigan in the freezing rain. So it's not like you're not still doing work. It's just maybe not tracking it.
Yeah, I'm not tracking as much. I'm not worried. I'm not so focused like I have to get it done, which kind of felt like a piano was lifted off my back. But yeah,
it was fun though. It's fun walking with you in cold.
Yeah,
but now it's time for my surprise.
Oh, great. What are you pulling out of your pocket?
Well, I was going to have you count down from 5 and I was going to hide somewhere, but I don't want to roll,
please.
I don't want to mess up the mic. So I will not be doing any hiding right now. So,
all right.
Got some questions for you.
Great.
All right. These are just for you.
Yeah. I haven't seen these questions. I don't know what he's going to ask me. They may be inappropriate. So mom and dad, where you turn it off.
I won't ask that one.
Okay.
We'll do it off air. What would the perfect day for Cameron be like? I don't need like the whole like from midnight to
productivity wise, family wise, or just my perfect day.
Not
my perfect day, I think, would be it's summertime. I'm spending the entire day with my wife and my kids, and we're just out doing something we love. That could be we're out on a lake on a boat. Could be that we're on a vacation or on a beach somewhere, or we're up in the mountains camping. The perfect day is just being disconnected from the world and being connected with my family to me. That's my perfect day.
I love that. So away from the noise, spending time with your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I like
Totally
that's a
disconnected
good
from
one.
everything else.
No phones.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2. I've got 3 questions.
Okay.
Number 2. What's a moment in your life where you felt 100% alive, like you were exactly where you were supposed to be?
Oh gosh.
That's a good one.
That's a deep question.
That's a good one.
So, when was a moment that I felt like I was 100% alive and exactly where I'm supposed to be?
Yes.
That one time in Vegas, not an option. Just kidding. I don't have any like hangover stories or anything like that. I'm gonna have to come back to that one, I think, and really ponder that.
Okay. That's a tough
Most
one.
alive.
There's one you shared with me recently that I thought might pop up. So
You might have
Got
jogged my mind.
might you. Let me teach you about your past.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Number 3, it's gonna kind of move us into part of the show is if you're talking to all first time buyers right now,
Okay.
people that have not bought a home, what message would you send them?
The message that I would send them if you're just wanting to get the process started or at least know where to begin, it's start saving your money. Like, learn how to budget. I think learning how to budget is going to be the biggest thing that helps you buy a house. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to have a big down payment because most first-time home buyers don't have huge down payments, and there's programs out there for them. But knowing how to budget so that you can afford your monthly payment while still affording your entire lifestyle, that's huge. So I think the whole personal finance 101 budgeting would probably be number 1 on the list, in my opinion.
I think that's a good one. I agree. They
So,
need to be a little bit more prepared.
all right, go back to question 2 and jog my memory.
I don't know if this was going to be the exact one, just ways you've talked before. I think it was a month ago. There was a car accident or something happened where you had to give CPR to a guy.
Oh, okay. Now you jogged that and like 50 different things flooded my mind.
I mean, it was just more of a concept. Like, I'm pretty sure this might be kind of what he brings up, just based
Sure.
on who you are.
Being a first responder and being a fireman, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're in the right place at the right time. It just means that you're prepared to do something at the right time. There was the first thing that pops in my mind is I live on a street in my town that is connected to like the main highway, and I live 4 houses down from the main highway. It's a 60-mile-an-hour road. One night we were sitting in the backyard, and next thing you know, you just hear like an explosion. I thought for sure that somebody either blew something up. It was a bomb, a gunshot, something. So, being the dummy that I am, I grab my gun, I put it on my hip, and I start running towards the noise. But as I get out into my front yard and I look up at that street, I notice that there's 2 vehicles that just collided head on, just exploded head on, and it was horrific. So I run up there. Mind you, I'm at home. I'm relaxing. I'm just doing my own thing. I have like sweats on. They're like baggy sweats, and then I have a handgun that's like pulling my pants down the whole time.
So you're stripping running up the street.
Exactly. So, so I'm running up there, and I have 2 cars that head on collide, and I go and check all the passengers. The first thing you need to make sure is that you do what's called a triage, and you got to triage these patients to know which one needs your immediate help first. There were 2 females in one car and a male in the other car, and the male was kind of DOA, dead on arrival. When we got there, tried to feel for a pulse, couldn't feel anything. We yanked him out of the car and started doing CPR. At that time, officers were showing up and all that kind of good stuff. So they took over on that, and I left and went to the other car to just start treating these other 2 individuals. And the one didn't make it. The 2 in the other car did. But a lot of it just comes down to different training, not just my own, but the ambulances came, we had life flight show up, and the fire department showed up with not me on it because I was already there. I ran up from my house. We had to cut the females out of their car and perform more things. They were really, really messed up. So I during moments like that, I feel like most people would be like, I don't want to be in those situations. I feel 100% alive. I feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. So to answer your question, moments that I have felt most alive, it's when I'm helping other people.
Yeah, and your autopilot kind of just takes over.
Yeah.
Like you're just
Like
it's
you're
just
training.
fight or flight. But
There's a saying out there, I can't remember who says it, but it says that you rise to your level of trainings
yeah. And so I think, I mean,
or whatever.
amazing message. Like it's horrible for some of those families that not like sometimes stuff happens. People don't make
Yeah.
it. But where you're just happen to be down the street, I'm sure you being there that much faster than waiting for other people to arrive helped. And then this goes in line with people coming on the show and sharing a message. Like we are real people too. Amber's not just a loan officer. Like we're humans, and so come on, share messages. Let people connect to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We want people that are, I mean, I would love to have more first responders, whether you're fire, law, EMS, doctors, whatever you want to do, and you want to share stories or experiences that have helped you grow. Like that would be phenomenal. As well as just anybody. We talked about it, episode 1, plumbers, pest control people, like anybody that is putting in the hustle, this show's for you.
Yeah, and we don't want you to just come on and say, "Hey, this is how I plumb a drain," or "This is my fee."
Josh could use your help.
Yeah,
by the way.
currently, yes. So when you come on, like we want to know you because when we share you, people want to know who they're working with. They don't want to just be like, "Oh, Josh does loans." Like,
Right.
who is Josh? Who is Cameron? Who is Mr. Plumber?
Right.
Besides the actual Mr. Plumber of Liquid, I guess.
Is that a real thing?
I think that's
Is it
one
called
where-
Mr. Plumber?
I think it should be. If it's not, it's trademark
I
it.
know what job I'm creating.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for asking those questions. I think it got my mind jogging, and now I want to go down memory lane with all my different. That's like first.
I'm glad I could remind you,
but
teach you a little about yourself.
thank you, thank you so much. So let's go back to your third question though, and I want to hear out of your mouth when you're talking with someone that is jumping in for the very first time that they want to buy a house. What's your go-to message for them?
The go-to, I mean, I'm just kind of mining the information, so I don't know if there's like an exact like. Everybody's different, so I'll get on the phone, kind of talk to them, like, kind of get some expectations, like what are they expecting. That's kind of like my message would be: first-time buyers just expect, kind of it's American way, you just expect everything for free, or you want the shiniest thing, and they need to just kind of step back a little bit, look at the whole picture, find out what goes into a payment. And that's just kind of setting expectations and how we're going to get there. And then maybe lowering maybe what they think they can buy, just because houses are expensive. Sure. Usually you have to kind of make your way up. So what I'll talk to them is based around obviously their financials. And then we'll kind of go over programs because there's ways like grants, assistant loans, maybe they have their own down, like you said. And obviously there's different scales to the payment. My main worry with first-time buyers is that freaking $1,000 truck payment.
Oh yeah,
They just can't live without, so they're going to live with parents forever, is the way they see it. Because they'll kind of balk at a $2,000 payment, $2,500. But I'm like, dude, you're paying $1,000 for a truck.
You're gonna have to live in your car.
Your spouse has a $900 car payment. Like you're paying $1,900 on 2 cars.
Yeah, it's
I have to live in that car.
Yes.
So that's kind of my expectations, and being realistic is people want the easiest thing.
I just had this thought of like TikTok it's super fun to watch, but people get these ideas like they can live in their cars because of TikToks. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen those that like people are just traveling the country or whatever? They legitimately live out of their cars just traveling, which is kind of cool. I feel like I don't know how you do that. Me personally, I could not. I also have 4 kids. That would be miserable. But
even an RV,
do it in an RV.
do it in an RV.
No, heck no. So talk about some of the parameters that we see most frequently with first-time home buyers and how to get them approved so that they know, like, if we're coming into this, I know you created like a little, what do you want to call it? A flyer or whatever that kind of shows the bullet points of like, to get pre-approved for a loan, these are the things you need to do.
Yeah.
Slightly different for first-time home buyers or no?
No, I mean, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is on there is we want to see your documents. First time buyers tend to be the ones that are like, how about you just tell me I'm approved or what can I have?
Mm-hmm.
And they're very slow on giving you the documents. They don't understand how long this process can be if you're not just upfront. And so me and you were always digging, like, if you're not, we're almost to the point where, like, if you're not going to show me your pay stubs, W-2s, tax, whatever we did, I'm just not going to, we can't give you numbers. And so
Yeah.
that page is more just setting like, hey, we got to see your stuff.
That's right. So anytime if you're working with Josh or me or really anybody else on our U-Mortgage team, we send a lot of requests up front.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like we have a lot of asks.
It's extra, but
why?
passes our underwriting time.
Exactly. Like, we're getting clear to close so quick. It might take a little bit longer to get your pre-approval, but I think that's important because we want to be thorough. If we give you a pre-approval, you can look at it as an approval, not a pre-approval.
So same, I guess we can hear and talk pre-qual.
Yeah.
Pre-qualification first pre-approval. What a difference.
So I look at a pre-approval compared to a pre-qualification as a pre-qualification is you just barely filled out your application. You haven't given me any of your documents. So it's your stated income. If you say you make $10,000 a month, you can afford XYZ, then okay, I will pre-qualify you off of what you just told me, but knowing that if something changes, that's on you for not telling me the truth. Pre-approval is a very in-depth process where us as loan officers, we kind of pre-underwrite the file. We try to view it as an underwriter would so that we don't miss anything, and it helps the whole process go super, super smooth.
Exactly. And like we have softwares, like I don't think people understand. Like we're not just like me and you don't look at the pay stub and say, oh, fits this box. Like, no, we have to do a full approval. We run it a hard pull, look at your documents. We run it through an automated system through Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. USDA has a different one too. VA, like we run it through all of them, and it will tell us pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, if everything you put through is correct, here are the things the underwriter is going to want to see. We'll read the findings, and like we know the plan to get it done. But like you said, if it's pre-qual and like your pay stubs are not matching what it said, then we're going to go to underwriting. The underwriter is going to pull strings and just lose it.
Yep. So, in my opinion, I'm never going to pre-approve you without you actually providing that extensive list of documents that we require, because, like, we're going to have to get the documents anyway. So
that
might as well get them.
We need to get them. Like, it's not just first-time buyers. A lot of people hold it. It's either time or they're like, I don't want to give you too much until you tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
But we could tell you what you want to hear, but then once you show it, that's all out the window.
There's plenty of lenders out there that do it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is super frustrating.
There's a lot of lazy and shady loan officers, and then there's certain companies that just have millions of dollars for Super Bowl ads that they will just, they don't care. They will pull you along till the end, and then bam.
That's right.
You better have more money than you said you did.
Two companies that I'm going to name drop and think of right off the bat is Rocket Mortgage and Veterans United.
Yeah.
So this is in my opinion. I believe they have great loan officers.
They have some good ones, but when you deal with like their retail side, it's like if I sent your loan to Rocket, let's say I'm your loan officer, in 6 months, they are going to be calling you like crazy. Rocket has your loan, they're calling you, they want to refi you.
Yep.
Like,
no matter what.
They don't even care if it's a benefit. They just know they can refi, and they'll call and say, hey, I can get you 5%. And then they're going to hide the $20,000 in fees.
That's right.
And then your payment's going to drop $50. So they do not care, and they will hound you. They've got the money to do it.
Right.
And then they want to, like, how many things are they trying to do now? They want to do mortgage. They want to do banking.
Yeah, they just bought Redfin to where it's
watching no credit repair. Like, they're all over the place. Like, guys, they're just a marketing company.
It is.
They do not care about you.
They got a lot of money. If I had $1 billion a year to spend on marketing, I would be winning too.
Yeah.
So that's just the fact of the truth of the matter. Fact of the matter. I don't know.
Most of the companies we work with to bring your loan to, like, they want you to keep working with the same loan officer. Like, if they want one of our favorites, UWM, they don't have a retail loan officer.
Yep.
Like, when
Their
something's going to
business is
happen,
based off of you, and
they're going to tell us, like, hey, your borrower's looking to do this, call them. Because they know we will take care of them as like family. They want them to be taken care of.
I want to shift gears just a little bit. We're almost out of time, so probably make this little segment quick. This is the Homegrown Hustle. Besides mortgages, what is your hustle? And it doesn't mean that you have to get paid for it, but it's a passion project, just something that you're always out there hustling to get better at.
I think a lot of mine's personal stuff. It's not as much like I don't have like another side company. Like mortgages is what I live and breathe for money wise. I believe I'm a people pleaser, and so friends, like anything to help them. And personally, right now is I'm hustling through 75 hard to become a better person and have a mindset shift. And then, dude, I just love sports. So basketball, anytime I can play ball.
March Madness is upon us. BYU play tomorrow or today?
Thursday. So yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Cool. So obviously we're BYU fans. You'll never see this wall behind us red ever. You'll never see it.
That's
so go Cougs. But March Madness is upon us. But in U Mortgage, we're also doing our own little March Madness thing.
U Mortgage Madness.
I think it's called U Mortgage Madness.
So how it works is we had to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do certain things, hit certain numbers.
Out of like 217 loan officers, they only brought in 128.
So you're like the 20 seed?
Close, something like that. I don't remember for sure.
Seed. So currently, as I'm podcasting, I'm super nervous because Ashley out in Texas, she's gaining ground on me, and I do not want to go down first round. So,
yep,
I'm gonna be keeping some stuff.
Gotta hustle. So, if we are calling you as real estate agents or other professionals or just past clients, answer the phone because we need points. Okay, we just freaking need points.
But what's it about? Relationships.
It's about building relationships and
value. We're not calling to say, give me something. We're calling to see what can we do to help you.
That's right.
And we're going to be calling family too. That's, I believe, one of the things coming up says I have to tell somebody I love them. So
excellent.
Mom, I will be calling.
That's right.
Dad, I'll text you.
And also just anyone that I'm talking to, I'm saying I love you. So I love you, Josh. Don't say it back. It's weird.
It's totally different. How many people, when you're hanging up like a person you've never talked to, they accidentally say I love you?
I've heard it before.
I've had it so many times where like, I love you.
Yeah.
And then I just sit there like,
hi. Oh, man, what did I do? Yeah.
So you're definitely
it's like when you're a waitress or someone gives you your food and they're like, enjoy. And you're like, you too. And you're like, might as well just sit down and eat with me. But
that was from my family. And I always respond super awkward. So I'm the guy that's always saying like, I'll just look at him like, who cares? Like, I'm just going to leave now.
Anything else that's pressing right now, Josh, that you want to talk about, or should we
no, I think
button this one up?
This was a good one to see your personal side a little bit more and ask some questions that we're going to get your brain juices moving.
And I think it would be important if you want to hear more about like different stories or my passion behind being a first responder. Leave it in the comments wherever you're watching this, and I'll go into more in depth if you want me to. I don't want to take up a whole episode that way, but
I think it was great to share.
That's my passion.
Yeah,
for sure.
Share a little bit about you behind the scenes so people understand your marketing and who you are as a person, and
absolutely
like really where you're coming from on all of it.
I just rebranded kind of myself to Fireman's Mortgage.
Exactly.
And we have Oshkosh. I'm Josh over here. So if you see any, what are they, cement trucks that say Oshkosh, take a picture and send it to him. He likes it.
I'm getting so many, and I love it. And so I actually have people do like ChatGPT stuff, sending me like made up ones too.
Nice.
So I've been hearing from people. I don't really have a mortgage name, so I'm hearing Oshkosh Lending Josh, but we'll see.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but it goes with it. But Oshkosh, I'm Josh. That's just kind of.
You've had it for a long time. It was your Xbox gamer tag.
That's Oshkosh. Yep, Oshkosh and Josh. So it's just natural. Just kind of rolled with it, and it's kind of fun.
Okay. All right. Episode 3. We're gonna call it a wrap. Just share the show, man. We help us grow this sucker and make it worldwide. Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn style.
I'm still Theo.
Yep. Show him.
Like, no, that's Joe. Joe's the
nipples.
I'm still nipples came up on every show so far. So we were almost baby to the last minute.
We were 3. All right. Bye.